Yeah, I think we at the point where people really don't have a standard, and a standard is another word for a ruler. A ruler is, you know, used to measure. When you judge something, you measure it, and you measure it against a standard. And the standard, when you building something, that standard is something that's upright or level. The standard is at a 90-degree angle, you know. So you know if something is straight or is crooked. So you measuring against a standard. And when it comes to today's standard of right and wrong, people don't really have a standard. But when it comes to people in the church, you talking about the basic instructions before leaving earth. The Bible, that is your standard. And this law, the same laws go long before this book was even canonized. And you know, with that said, you know, there's a standard. Everybody, it's so difficult to live by that standard, but it's simple if your heart is in the right place. If you respect the Most High, and you live with love in your heart, you're gonna have a standard. Because most of the things that are against that, sin is missing the mark. Most of the things that go against the standard are things that hurt you or they harm other people. You know, when you steal, you're being inconsiderate of another person. If you kill, same thing. If you commit adultery, if you lie, if you cheat. Because if you love your neighbor as yourself, then you wouldn't do that to your neighbor, or you wouldn't do it to yourself, or you wouldn't do it to God. Love your neighbor as yourself. That means first you have to love yourself. And all these standards are just trying to get you to live a life where you love others as yourself and you love God, because it leads to life, not to death. But now we're celebrating the people who go against the standard. We would judge a person of God harder than we would judge a person who says, hey, I'm a drug dealer, or hey, I'm gonna stop my family lineage by doing certain things that I don't even want to talk about on the internet because it's so taboo. You're gonna stop your generations, you're gonna stop the legacy, the procreation, because you're going against that standard. And I think we lose sight of that. But if we love and respect each other, we'll be a lot more prosperous. Because the time you waste killing yourself, you could be spending being a blessing to somebody else. Because it's all about love God with all your heart, soul, and mind. Love your neighbor as yourself. And as we go into this new year, it's a lot of things I'm leaving in 2023. Because I know there's something greater ahead of me. And I want you to know that too.